guys, I'm with Kyle Thomas from Exhorder to talk about the new album, Defectum Omnium, which will be released the 8th of March on Nuclear Blast. So, Kyle, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me as a guest. I appreciate it.
So, first of all, how are you? A few days
I'm
before
well.
the release.
Yeah. Things are really kind of riding high for us right now. We just got back from Latin America on a very successful tour with Violence, and we've had two singles come out this year to um, relatively good success. When next month is the release of the album finally, so we're really excited. Kind of can't wait for that to happen because we're tired of waiting. But
Yeah,
it's here. We're ready.
tired for waiting, like I think a lot of fans.
Yeah. It's a long process to make an album and to have it ready for release and to release it at a time when it makes sense. So this is this has all been um, part of a very evil plot.
Okay. So you're back with a new album. The life of Exhorder is not a quiet river. You stopped several times and you decided to play again and release the album Morn of the Southern Skies in 2019. And shortly after the pandemic arrived, how did you keep the desire to keep on after this stop you didn't choose?
It hasn't been easy. There has been a lot of separate. There have been a lot of separate circumstances that would make a person who's not insane walk away from this permanently. But I don't know. It's just there's still work to do as far as I'm concerned, and we've come this far. I would hate to stop right before we could possibly do something real and and even bigger than anything we've ever done before. It just seems like all of the hard work and suffering that we've endured the last few years seems to finally be coming to fruition and coming to a head. So we can only keep trying or give up, and I'm too old and stubborn to give up.
Okay. And so you have now Pat O'Brien on the band. How did this happen and what did it bring to the band?
Pat is an old friend of Jason's. We all knew Pat, but Jason and Pat have known each other since they were very young. And when we decided that I was going to be a new guitar player for the band, Jason said, "Why don't I reach out to Pat and see what he's thinking and what he's wanting to do?" And he wasn't doing anything. I don't think he was uh, very happy or comfortable with where his life was at the moment. So Jason presented it to him and said, "Man, I'd like to have you come by and not even an audition, just come jam with your friends." And Pat was like, "Y'all don't want me." And we're like, "No, we actually do. We want you." so he came and he's we fed the stray dog and the stray dog hasn't left.
Okay. And how did you work on this album? What was the writing process?
It started pretty much once lockdown happened in the spring of 2020. So we basically got stuck at home, no more touring. So instead of sitting there and crying about that, we got busy and got to work right away and started writing songs. And the fact that we don't all live together in the same area, it makes it a little difficult. But in the digital age,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to accomplish this. So Jason and Sasha had ideas they worked on. They sent it to me. I had ideas I worked on here at the house with a drum program, sent it back to them. So we crafted 12 songs, the three of us. And by the time Pat got in the picture, the song's already in place. He was like, just let me play solos. That's all I need to do. That's all I want to do is play solos. And so he played solos, and it turned out great. We're very happy with how it turned out.
You can. Okay. And the album is called Defectum Omnium, so the failure of all. Why this title?
Well, all you got to do is turn on the news or go to a news website and see what condition the world is in right now. All you got to do is go to the corner store and watch how people interact with each other. And I don't know. I just think the world is in a very fragile, fractured place right now. And I really think that the earth itself is tired of us, and we're having a lot of natural disasters and changes in climate. I don't know. I think I always look at it like if the earth had fleas, we are the fleas, and the earth is tired of having fleas.
Yeah, you said we are the viruses of the to the earth. Um,
I think so.
and but still, can you remain optimistic about the state of the world, or you think that there's nothing left to do?
There's always reason to have hope, but it's going to take more than a handful of people to make the changes. And that's what worries me is I just don't think people are unified enough right now to make the proper changes. Everyone's fighting amongst each other, and that's by design. This didn't happen overnight. People are divided because of uh, the interests of the powers that be. Basically this is like all of the things that the 80s punk bands were talking about are we're still talking about.
Okay, and but after all these years, you still have, well, we can hear that you still have this energy and hunger. You never get tired.
Yes, I am a tired old man.
We can't
I'm just stubborn.
we can't hear that on the album.
uh, I think we're all just stubborn. uh, you know uh, it's not an easy thing when four four guys, three of them in their 50s and one of them in their late 40s, climb into a van and cross the United States together to go play rock shows, driving ourselves, hauling our own gear. That's something that you would think people that are in their 20s would do.
Mm.
But here we are, we're still doing it and we're still enjoying it. So it's not without frustration and it's not without hardship, but we still have enough of a light burning inside of us to do it. So we'll do it until that goes away.
Why you say without frustration? It's not without frustration.
It's expensive. You have to deal with people who aren't always pleasant. You have to deal with people who aren't always honest. And I think that's just sadly the nature of the music industry. It's not a safe, fun, happy place most of the time. And everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are out there uh, to grab what they can from anybody and give as little back as possible. Now, like I said, it's not everybody, but that's true, and you have to be very, very careful, and you have to be very guarded and protective of yourself and your interests at all times.
Okay, so you released the first single and video, You're the Goat. Why this song as the first single, even if this year is the year of the dragon, you know?
Yeah, that's not meant to be an accurate calendar depiction. Um, it's actually something that has to do with an uh, an alter ego of our bass player. It's Anton Evil Goat is the name of the character, and Jason named the song Evil Goat after the name of this character. before we had really words and vocals in place. And I just felt the attitude of the song fit the imaginary character, Anton Evil Goat. So I said to Jason, why don't we write the song as if it was Anton singing it and writing the words? And we were all like, yeah, that's a good idea. And so that's how that came to be. It has nothing to do with the Chinese calendar.
I imagine, yeah. Okay, and so you also released Forever and Beyond Despair.
Yes.
Can you tell us about the song and the video?
Yeah, that song, it's a very punk inspired song musically, as you can tell. So we felt like this album needed a lot more of that put back into it, because that's where we began, was on punk rock. That's where this band started, was punk rock. So we said, well, why don't we make an old video that looks like and feels like maybe 70s, 80s newscast, and why don't we make the subject matter kind of in the same spirit of the punk rock bands and the things that made them angry in the 80s, and these are things that still make me angry, about the state of affairs in the world. So it's it's a it's a song that's definitely, there's a message in there to a degree. You know, I'm not big on trying to save the world. That's I'm not, I'm one person. I can't save the world, but if I can get people thinking and their interpretation of the song get their wheels spinning, then maybe we can actually get something done here.
And so you are not preparing for your career in journalism in the
No,
video?
no. That journalism requires a lot of interacting with people.
Well, you're interacting with people in music.
I know, I know, I know, but sometimes it's easier than others.
Okay. And I saw that you will touring in Europe in May, mainly in Germany and
Yes.
some other countries, and nothing in France. Will we have the chance to
No.
see you one day?
Yeah, we'll get back there. It's just unfortunate that things are the way they are right now. It's so hard when you're planning tours to get all the places
Mm,
that you want to get. Um, you know, we've been hearing for years in the United States. We've been touring the U.S. every year, just about, except for the pandemic year.
mm,
Actually, we did tour the U.S. that year, so it's just tough though. There's so much, there's so many places. It's so hard to get it all. So we try. We go where the booking agents find the shows and tell us where to go. Kind of, you know. I mean, we have some places we can request to go to, but if it doesn't make sense geographically to add it, then it's not always cost effective.
mm, mm, mm. Okay. And do you have a place you dream to play in?
I've not yet been to Poland, and I have Polish roots in my family, so I would really love to play Poland. You know, Russia, Poland, Eastern Europe. I really haven't done much there.
Yeah.
Um, Sweden and Norway, Finland. I've never been there. Uh, Australia, never been there. There's a lot of
So
places
many
still on the
places,
list.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So, okay, but thank you for this interview.
thank
So,
you.
Defect, Defectum Omnium, so will be released at 8th of March, and I invite everybody to listen to it because it's really, really good. So,
Thank you. Thank
thank,
you. I appreciate it.
thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.